What is going on, everybody on YouTube? Griffin here, coming back to you guys with another video from the Millennial Motivation Entrepreneur YouTube channel. And today we're going to be talking about how I managed, at now 22 years old, managed to save over $25,000 per year of my income. This is not get rich quick. This is get rich for sure. I'm by no means rich whatsoever. I mean, we just started finally breaking through, saving $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 per month of our income, and I'm going to be laying all that out for you guys right now in this video, so hopefully you guys will enjoy it. So I'll just get right to it. And obviously, if you're new to the channel, first and foremost, we'd love to have you here. Definitely consider hitting that subscribe button below, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, or if you didn't, if you think I'm wrong, be sure to smash the thumbs down. Either way, I'm all about the engagement at the end of the day. I just would love to improve this channel and improve the quality of my videos, of course. But we'll just hop right into it, guys. So first things first, it's just habits are everything. And I'm not going to talk about some cliche stuff. Obviously, everyone talks about how habits are everything. Oh, you should wake up at 5 in the morning, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to pretend I do any of that, guys. Honestly, every time I do it, I end up failing. Usually, honestly, I wake up around 6 or 7 a.m. I don't do any special kind of formula. I don't meditate for an hour or anything like that. We just simply decided we are going, me and my fiance, we are going all in. And I know there's going to be people possibly in the comments saying, oh, well, you're talking about people with two types of income, 2 or 3 or more types of income coming in. Keep in mind, guys, that my fiance is literally going on leave now because she's about to have our baby. For those of you that don't know, the due date was actually today, the day I'm shooting this video, and she's not working now. So, I mean, it's literally just my income still. But anyways, even with two incomes even better. You can save a lot more, of course. That is when we were saving $3,000 to $4,000. But even with just mine, we're going to manage to save $2,000 plus. Point being, back to it, it's just all about habits. Don't start small. And I'm keeping all these points for you guys. You can write down all this if you want, or screenshot the video, whatever you want to do. But just do not start small. Just, you gotta go all in. You can't just, okay, well, I'm gonna kind of track my expenses on an app and I'm gonna update the app here and there, anything like that. You have to go all in. You just have to get obsessed with your money and make money one of your top priorities, guys. Like, my fiance will tell you that I'm kind of just a financial freak. Like, I'm checking my bank accounts, on my bank account, saving account, everything like that, on an hourly basis. Those of you that know, I trade stocks and whatnot, even on my just simple paper trading, which for those of you that don't know, paper trading is fake money. I still check that even on an hour by hour basis. Just anything to do with money, I'm literally pretty much all in, obsessed with to a certain degree. And it's a good obsession. It's not like it's the money owns me. I'm not like literally a slave to money. I just control my money. I control where it goes. I control when it goes. We pay all of our bills literally the moment our paychecks come in. We don't wait for bills to come in. We get ahead. We get all the bills paid. We get all the food we need for the month, etc., etc. And then we just take and get rid of the rest, be it investing, saving, etc. We'll talk a lot more about investing and whatnot here in a little bit. But the point being is, you're just essentially changing your mindset. In all honesty, you're not necessarily, it's not that you're quote unquote changing anything. You are. I mean, you're literally changing your whole life when it comes to money, which you're going to see a bunch of other things change because of that. You're going to honestly give some things up. I'm not going to lie. We don't like go out clubbing or anything like that. Of course, we don't do anything stupid. We don't have these stupid like golf memberships or anything like that. Even though I would love to, it's just something that is later on down the road. Temporarily give up things temporarily so you can live. It's like Dave Ramsey, a guy that I watch often, says, you're living like no one else now so you can live like no one else later. I mean, I think that's a great saying. I mean, it's saying essentially you don't have to live like a hobo or anything like that. You're just saying no to a lot more things in the short term over a period of 5 years or so you can say yes to anything later. So you're just more so changing the way your mind works. You're going to have a lot of people, even in our own family, we have people that are like, you have the money. Like me, I was being stingy for the longest about buying a rug for our baby. And my fiance will probably laugh when she sees this part of the video, because her mom kept pressuring us. Oh, go buy a rug for your baby nursery, blah, blah, blah. I was like, we don't need a rug. It's a waste of $40 to $100. We just don't need it. Do we have the money? Yes. Does it mean we need to spend it? No. So it's just, you're going to have people kind of pulling at you and whatnot, and you just got to learn to brush it off. It's just more so learning to say no, the ancient word. That's more so anything to this whole money thing is you're learning to say no over and over and over, so then one day you'll be able to say yes. So I didn't want to get off on too much of a tangent about that. It's just a lot of it is just changing your mind. Like I say here, always having money at your mind. Just update your budget daily at the minimum. And like I said, I check my bank account almost hourly, but I try to at the minimum daily. I usually check it in the morning, sometime during the lunch hour to see if my fiance's bought anything for food or if I did, how much it was, etc. Because honestly, we're to the point we don't focus on, or at least I don't. When they say my total, I'm not thinking about it. I just get what I want wherever I'm at, and then I just look at the price later and I'm like, okay, I need to add that to the budget and move on. It's not a big deal at the end of the day anymore, but it used to be. So on to the next thing. There's going to be a lot of people that cringe at this one. Getting out of debt. Get rid of debt. Just dump it. You have to get rid of your debt. I'm not going to lie. We are not 100% debt free. Even though those of you that know me in this channel, you know that like me, I'm debt free. My fiance technically is not. We still have her car payments, $240 a month, whatever. We plan on paying that off entirely here in the next year. However, with our whole baby situation and whatnot, we're just piling up money, of course. And like I said in previous videos, I can go over all that in a future video. But point being, we are not completely out of debt. We still have about $5,000 of debt on her car. But point being, which honestly, it digs at me every month we make that payment because it's another $240 we could be doing other stuff with. But anyways, you want to dump all the debt. Get rid of all the debt that you can. And when I say can, I mean literally all of it. Like us, we have that one payment. That is it for debt. No student loans, no credit cards, no mortgage even for us. What else is there? No payday loans, no personal loans of any kind. Just no loans, no credit cards, no nothing. Just get rid of debt, because what you will find is once you get out of debt, you will have hundreds, if not thousands of dollars that you did not have previously to do whatever you want, to save, to invest, to go on trips, even if that's your thing. It's not mine personally, but go on trip. Just do whatever you want. But again, it's that short-term sacrifice. A lot of people aren't going to want to take on overtime hours, aren't going to want to get extra job, aren't going to want to do Uber, DoorDash, whatever the case may be, doing whatever it takes. That's what it takes when it comes to getting out of debt. And honestly, a lot of you guys that are making $50,000 to $100,000+ a year, I know a lot of you that are in your 20s probably don't make that quite that much, but a lot of us, me for example, I now make over $50,000, $60,000 a year with no degree. I'm only 22, but you just got to do whatever it takes. No matter how much debt you have, you will find a way to pay it off. Once you literally lay down, I cannot stress the power of a budget, which I have plenty of videos of how you can budget and everything like that. I'll try to link a card here or something like that. That way you could check it out if you want, or at the end of the video as well. But once you sit down and actually write a budget, you will just feel like almost like you got a raise, in all honesty, because you will just find all this money. Honestly, your first budget you're going to mess up. You're going to under budget on your food, etc. But once you sit down and actually after a couple months make your budget, you will feel like you got a raise, because you're like, wow, I have the money to make all these payments, plus I still got probably a couple $100s a month. I can pay this debt off. I can pay this debt off. And honestly, I suggest starting with your smallest debt, going to largest. I have videos, like I said, about that. I won't go too much into it, but you just have to get out of debt. Because like me, for example, I started out with thousands of dollars of debt at 18, 19, literally right out of the gate. Once I was available to get debt, I got a lot of it. And I almost drowned myself and bankrupt myself literally within the first couple of years. Just stupid. I had hundreds, literally, probably honestly over $1,000 worth of payments by the age of 19. I was literally working still at that time like a $10 an hour job. I mean, it was just, my life was a country song, to say the least. I mean, it was ridiculous. I had too much. Like, I ran out of money by the end of the month, essentially. They call it pretty much you run out of month, or you run out of money at the end of the month, something like that. Just, it was not good. But once I went all in, like I said in the previous slide, you go all in, you learn that, hey, it's only my fault. It's no one else's fault. It's not the government's fault. It's not Bank of America's fault. It's not Sally Mae's fault. It's my fault. I took on the debt. I signed on the debt. I maxed out the credit cards, whatever the case may be. It's the person in my mirror right here. It's your fault. You need to own up that debt, pay it off, and then after suffering for a year, however many months or years, usually it takes you 2 years to pay off your debt in most cases. For me, it took about a year. But once you just suffer through that year, you learn a hard, valuable lesson to just stay away from debt for the most part. Like I said, you guys know that I'm all for the debt when it comes to multifamily real estate, but other than that, there's really no point hardly in ever going into debt. And once you learn that lesson, you will have hundreds, if not thousands of dollars alone from that to be able to save and invest and do whatever you want. And then at that point, like I said, once you dump the debt, you now have money. Once my fiance and I dumped our debt, we realized we had $2,000 to $4,000 a month to save and invest. It felt amazing. And honestly, this is how we manage our money. Right now we're still in this process because we literally, like I said, here in the last year, just really started getting super serious about this again. When we moved to Texas, it kind of threw us off our plan for a little bit with being inconsistent with jobs and whatnot at first for a few months. But last year or so, we've really gotten serious. We're saving up that 3 to 6 months of expenses, which if you're wondering how much, you honestly, again, it's all about doing that budget. Once you write down your budget, you'll be able to see, okay, my total expenses, if I cut out, and I'm talking about to maintain your life. Like, I don't mean, a lot of people are like, just write down your bills, write down your groceries, etc. I say, write down everything. I don't want to have to cut out my Netflix, my YouTube Premium, whatever the case. I don't want to have to cut all my luxuries out. Would I cut down on them some? Yeah, maybe instead of having $500 to $1,000 a month of just money that I can blow, I might lower that down to like $300 to $500. But I don't want to have to like literally give up my lifestyle just because I lost a job or someone got sick, etc. So what I always say is just fill out your budget. Which I use every dollar for that, of course, and then just add it all up, add up all your expenses. Be like, okay, my expenses are $3,000 a month, for example, which is what ours are currently. So $3,000 a month times 6, that'd be like $1,800, or not $18,000 for 6 months. So 3 to 6 months, like I said, it's usually roughly $10,000 to $30,000 for most people. $30,000 is like on the higher end, and that's 6 months. $10,000, I say, is the minimum that you want saved before you kind of move on to these other steps. The other steps is invest 10% into what I call lame Roth IRAs, not 401ks. I hate 401ks. Do Roth IRAs. If you have a Roth 401k available, that's acceptable, I guess, but a Roth IRA, it's going to grow tax-free. When you pull it out, it's all tax-free. That's the only one that I like. I don't like the 401k. I don't like just a traditional IRA. I don't like Kios, anything like that. Those are all horrible products. Roth IRA and Roth 401k is the only way to go, in my opinion. People will disagree with me again on that because they'll say, what about the company match, blah, blah, blah. Everything you pay in taxes and penalties if you pull it out early makes it not worth it. I would only invest some of this into Roth IRAs. And by 10%, if you're wondering, I'm saying 10% of whatever you have left over every month. So say you have $2,000 left, I would invest $200 a month into an IRA. Of course, with an IRA, you have to invest a minimum amount. I forget what that is, but the max is roughly like $5,500 or $6,000 per individual. So if you're in a marriage, then you all can do like $12,000 per year. What I would do with this is have a separate savings account that says Roth IRA, because at this point, you're going to have enough discipline not to pull from it, of course, because you have your emergency fund anyways. But have an IRA savings account where you label it Roth IRA. Once you fill that up to like $5,500 to $12,000, if you have two of you, of course, then go ahead and just throw all that into an IRA. And when you do this, pay attention to the stock market. Do not just obliviously throw your money into an IRA whenever the market's at all-time highs or something, or you'll be like the people right now who are complaining about the market being down like 8 to 10% in the last week. Be smart about it. Just because you have the money doesn't mean you need to invest it right away. Wait for a correction of some sort. Corrections happen every single year, almost every quarter it seems at some point. Just buy the market on sale, of course. And then I say personally, this is just a thing of mine, is just give 10% back to your church and community when available. Obviously, month to month, it'll vary. I'm not saying you have to every month. The goal is to, of course, just to give back as much as you can. And if you go to church, of course, 10% is like your tithe and whatnot. And then invest the rest to get wealthy, because at this point, we're talking again, based on the $2,000 amount, which we're kind of doing here on a $25,000 a year scale, 20% would be roughly 400 to 500 bucks a month, essentially, that you're kind of just putting on the back burner, so to speak. You're giving it away and you're putting the rest in for your, what I call, an emergency retirement fund. This money I'm not even looking at. This is just money that's gonna make me an additional $1 million over 40 years, essentially, or more, because if you invest $200 a month, I believe last I looked at the calculator, is like $200 a month for 40 years or 20 years, something like that. In an IRA that makes 12% a year, you'll have like $1.2 million. So it's like a emergency retirement account for us. But with the rest of your $2,000, which will be roughly $1,500, just invest the rest to get wealthy. I don't care if it's real estate, saving up for real estate deals, investing in the stock market more so with at your own risk. You guys know I love trading and whatnot. That's a way you can make some good money and actually get wealthy and create another source of income for yourself. Invest in maybe a business that you want to start up, whatever the case may be. Or you could simply just put all this in, maybe not an IRA because it's maxed out, of course, but invest into other, like, I wouldn't say mutual funds, I don't like mutual funds, index funds, that type of thing, ETFs, all that good stuff. Anything just to make you money, essentially, because if you can take your $2,000 a month, $1,500 or whatever, after you give away your 10% and whatnot, if you invest $1,500 a month, even just in a standard index fund, you're going to make a lot of money. We're talking millions of dollars per year at that point. And again, that's just $1,500 a month. So I mean, say you had $4,000 a month, and obviously you want to, like, save for kids' college if you plan on them going to college. There's so many different things you can do, guys. This is just me. This is my list right now. I'm sure once my baby's born, I'll be putting in here, invest into a 529 for a college savings account for a kid. It just depends on your life stage. Again, this is just me, my fiance right now, where we are currently at, being able to save $2,000 to $4,000 per month, which I, again, strongly believe if you guys get completely out of debt and you realize how much money you have at the end of the month, at the end of your paycheck, you will realize too that at the end of every month you have $2,000 to $4,000 per month, especially if you're in a marriage where there's two incomes, you're both making $50,000 a year roughly. You will definitely have $2,000 to $4,000 a month left over. I promise you that. And if not, feel free to dislike the video and comment below and say, hey, you're completely wrong. But that is pretty much it for this video. Like I said, I mean, you guys can definitely do this. I'm just leaving you on just a little tangent of just kind of where I started and whatnot. I don't care if you're making 40 grand or 150 grand. It's all about discipline and habits. I mean, I mentioned, like, how the Bible even mentions time and time again that if you stay disciplined and create good habits, you will live a good, righteous life. You might not be religious, but I am. So I wanted to put that in there for everyone. But and like I said, I went from literally just about a year and a half ago, 1 to 2 years ago now, from making just $15 an hour, which ended up being roughly $1,900 to $2,100 a month bring home, to now making over $50,000 a year in less than a year, just by simply, I literally credit this to changing just my habits, all about money. When I started taking my money more serious, the Lord blessed me with a lot more money. Not necessarily the money, but it's just, if you can't manage what you have, I'm a strong believer that He will not bless you with more because you're not being a good steward of that money. But that's a different topic for a different day. So hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. Like I said, if you did, definitely make sure to smash that like button. I greatly appreciate that. And if you didn't, like I said, feel free to leave a thumbs down. It's just all about engagement at the end of the day with you guys. And of course, if you're new to the channel, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button below. We would love to have you here and add you to our awesome community of like-minded individuals. We now have about 700 of you here, and if you're not already signed up in our Discord group chat, that is a totally free group chat that we have. It's down in the description box. Discord is a app you can get for your smartphone if you don't know that, and it's totally free too. You just click the link down below. It'll take you right to our group. We have about 100 of us in there now. It's more so a stock market related community, but we're just all about investing and trying to achieve financial freedom month by month, year by year, and day by day, of course. So, and like I said, if you like the video, definitely smash that like button because I greatly appreciate that. And more so, let me know in the comments, how did you like this video? I don't really do videos kind of like in the slide format too often. Just trying something new to kind of stay on topic and whatnot for you guys. And let me know if you like the tips that I gave down in the comments. Let me know how it helps for you. And let me know, those of you that are going to be filling out that first budget, if you need any help whatsoever, feel free to let me know in the comments or reach out to me on Discord about doing a budget. The budgeting app I use personally is EveryDollar. Like I said, I have videos about that. I'll link them at the end here in the cards or whatever, where you can go and literally look at all my financial videos and whatnot about what I use, all that good stuff. So let me know in the comments, like I said, how your first budget went, how much money you have available at the end of every month, and what you're going to do about it to increase it, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. The more you have at the end of the month, the more you're going to be able to do with, and you will live a much better life long term. So I appreciate you guys so much for watching this video, and until next time, guys, keep on going out there making your money, covering your profits in the stock market, and achieving your financial freedom this year. And I will see you guys in the next video or live stream. Take it easy, guys.